Man United's transfer missteps haunt them as former players fetch nearly £100 million. Manchester United may soon regret letting go of two players who have now been sold for close to £100 million combined. Former Red Devils talents Anthony Elanga and Alvaro Carreras, both offloaded for modest fees, have since skyrocketed in value. Despite collecting just over £13 million from the pair's recent transfers, questions are now being raised about United's judgment. Could they have held on to these rising stars and reaped the rewards themselves? Meanwhile, United's pursuit of Brentford striker Mbeumo is stalling, with the Bees holding firm on their valuation. With the start of the new Premier League season fast approaching, manager Ruben Amorim is still waiting for the reinforcements he needs. Elanga and Carreras, costly departures. The story begins with Elanga, sold to Nottingham Forest for just £15 million 2 years ago. The Swedish winger has now joined Newcastle United in a deal worth £55 million. Elanga made 55 appearances during his time at Old Trafford but was deemed surplus to requirements under Erik ten Hag. United did include a sell-on clause in the original deal, which means they've now pocketed around £6 million from the Newcastle transfer. Still, many fans are wondering whether United should have kept Elanga, especially now that he's blossoming at a direct Premier League rival, no less than there's Alvaro Carreras, the 22-year-old left-back who recently completed a £43 million move to Real Madrid from Benfica. Originally a product of Real's youth setup, Carreras joined United in 2020. But under Ten Hag, he was allowed to leave, first on loan and then permanently, to Benfica for just £5 million. According to Fabrizio Romano, United retained both a sell-on clause and a buyback option. However, they chose not to activate the latter. Instead, they received around £7.6 million from Real Madrid's purchase. Carreras' rise, and United's decision not to bring him back, now appears even more questionable given his new home at the 15-time European champions. Stalemate over Mbeumo back at Old Trafford. Frustration is growing as United struggle to land one of their top attacking targets. Talks with Brentford over Mbeumo have hit an impasse. United have reportedly offered over £60 million, including add-ons, but Brentford are refusing to budge unless they receive more than the £62.5 million United paid Wolves for Matheus Cunha, with just weeks left until the Premier League kicks off. Amorim is keen to finalize deals early so new arrivals can be integrated during the club's intense pre-season campaign. United opened their league campaign on August 17 against Arsenal, last season's runners-up, and time is running out. A rising star, Godwin Kokoni. There is one silver lining: United are set to secure 17-year-old Godwin Kokoni to his first professional contract. The 6 feet 5 inches defender has already caught Amorim's eye with his maturity and physical presence. The England U17 international has featured regularly at youth level and even made the bench for the first team last December against Arsenal. Kokoni travelled with the squad on several occasions, including the end-of-season tour of Asia where he impressed in a 3-1 win over Hong Kong. He also played in the Premier League 2 playoffs as United defeated Everton and West Ham before losing to rivals Manchester City in the semi-finals. Amorim, clearly impressed, told MUTV, "He's only 16, but he's very mature and handled the first-team environment well. It sends a message to the academy that opportunities are there if they're ready." Kokoni's rise came during an injury crisis at United, with Lisandro Martinez, Victor Lindelof, Luke Shaw, and Johnny Evans all sidelined. Now, Kokoni is aiming to become the youngest defender to ever feature for United in the Premier League. Lindelof, set for Italy. Switch elsewhere. Former United defender Victor Lindelof is on the verge of joining Fiorentina. The 30-year-old Swedish international, released at the end of the season after 8 years at the club, is now a free agent, according to Corriere dello Sport. Lindelof's former teammate David De Gea is trying to lure him to Florence. De Gea himself revived his career at Fiorentina after leaving United, and the club sees Lindelof as an experienced addition to a squad that recently lost Matias Moreno and Nicolas Valentini. If the deal materializes, Lindelof would be playing in the UEFA Conference League alongside former Premier League names like Edin Dzeko and Moise Kean. Rashford and Garnacho facing uncertain futures back at Carrington. The off-field drama continues. Marcus Rashford is set for urgent talks with United executives regarding his future. After being loaned out to Aston Villa last season, the 26-year-old has reportedly been told he's not part of Amorim's long-term plans. Rashford's camp is said to be open to a compromise deal to facilitate his departure, with Barcelona expressing interest in a potential loan deal. Meanwhile, Alejandro Garnacho has also been informed he can leave this summer. The 21-year-old turned down an approach from Saudi club Al Nassr, where he would have joined his idol Cristiano Ronaldo. Garnacho reportedly prefers to stay in Europe, with Chelsea and Napoli among the clubs previously linked. United's summer rebuild, still in progress with only one signing, Matheus Cunha, through the door so far. United's summer overhaul is moving slower than expected. Christian Eriksen and Victor Lindelof have already exited, and further departures are expected, with Jadon Sancho, Antony, Tyrell Malacia, and others all linked with moves.